Hey everybody, welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. Today we're going to take a look at the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Rey from Star Wars Rise of Skywalker and her little buddy Dio. Now I gotta say, I usually don't really care for the box art, but the photographs and everything all the way around this this box is really nice. I really like the way everything was done with the colors, and I think it was done very well. You know, again, box art is really cool. I'm not a big box person. Yes, I do save the boxes, but I'd rather dig into the figure, so let's get at it. I'm going to show you the inside box art, only because it's a really cool photo. I really like it. I think the photographer did a really good job on these images for the box art. Alright, here she is with all her bits and pieces out. That sounded a lot dirtier than I was hoping, but anyway, it's all out on the table. What I love about this is that she comes with a lot of stuff. I don't think I could ask for more stuff from a figure than the amount of stuff that she comes with. I mean, you've got everything from bags and sabers and blades that go on the sabers, and two different tops of her lightsaber and her staff and helmets. Anyway, whatever. Let's just dig in and we'll show you all the stuff. Alright, so here's just a quick overview, and we'll get a close look at everything. So she comes with a lot of stuff, and I really think some of this stuff is really cool, even though I'm not sure if many of you guys, or even myself, are going to use half of this stuff. But I mean, she's got a really nice leather bag. She's got the two lightsabers that she puts into the sand at the end of the movie, and she ties them up and it sinks down into the sand. Amazing. Which is Luke's and Leia's lightsaber. Then she has a Luke lightsaber here that has a little hook on it for her belt. I'll show you that in a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other hands. And then she also has a hilt top for her own lightsaber. This is swappable. We'll show you that too. We've got the blaster that Han gives her. And then we've got her lightsaber. This comes off, and we'll show you that. Then we have the motion blades to make it look like she's swinging. And then you also have a blue blade for the old Luke saber. Then we have her staff, which has some amazing detail. I'll get some close-ups of that. Training helmet. And then we've got this version of the sand stand, which I actually like better than the other ones. The actual stand itself with the footprints. You probably even have a bunch. I do like the flat ones better because you're not kind of set where you have to kind of put the feet, or the stand looks weird. Anyway, one of my favorite accessories that comes with her is Dio, and it magnetizes right to the stand. Completely awesome. So we're going to throw on the old trusty macro lens. So we're going to use a lightsaber tip for a little pointer. We've got the white leather bag here that has great detail and great stitch patterns. It's made out of pleather, so you got to be careful with this over time. But this is just beautifully, beautifully done. Absolutely love that bag. Next to it, we got the little wrap material, that red little bag thing that she kind of twirls up the lightsabers in, along with the Luke lightsaber and Leia's lightsaber with beautiful, beautiful details. And then right next to it, we've got the lightsaber, same one, except it has a little bit of a hook to put on her belt. No joke, the work that must go into getting detail into stuff that is so small is just unbelievable. Beautiful, beautiful little 1/6 scale sabers. And then over here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra hands and another cuff for her arm. And then here we have the closed version of her lightsaber. This is interchangeable with the one that is open, and those little spikes kind of come out. I'll show you that in a sec. But this is really cool that they gave you both options to have it closed and open with the detail there, rather than just giving you one that's open and you just slip the saber in. They give you the option to at least switch it out. All right, here we have the open one. You can see all those little teeth at the front there are opened up. Now the saber itself doesn't come out. What happens here is that you pull the little stock itself out. As you can see, it's kind of all built in there. And then you insert the closed one on there. And of course, everybody needs some blaster power. This is the blaster that Han gives her standing out in front of the Millennium Falcon. Han says, "You know how to use one of those?" And she replies, "Yeah, you pull the trigger." So anyway, they did a great job on the paint, a little bit of weathering and everything. This thing looks fantastic. All right, and here is her training helmet, which is detailed and weathered beautifully. And the front visor does come down. Now, I usually don't put helmets like this on the sculpts because I really don't want to ruin the paint on the head sculpt. So it's a really cool accessory just to have out, you know, if you want to set up a little scene. But yeah, I usually just leave it in the box. And here's that little training drone thing that keeps shooting those lasers at you that you have to block. Really cool extra piece to have. It comes on a nice clear stand, so it's not too, you know, up front and in your face. It kind of just falls away into the background. And then let's talk about Dio for a second. He is painted beautifully. He looks great. The head moves and everything. This is a great extra piece to have with this figure. I mean, just look at this, see if I can a little closer up here on the weathering, all the paint. They did such a terrific, terrific job on Dio. No, thank you. And then you can't possibly ask for anything easier than that. A little magnet right for the stands. It does come with the antennas, but I don't have them on there because sometimes I'm afraid I'm just gonna break it. All right, and then let's just take a quick look at all the great work and sculpting and painting on her staff. They got a real material strap. That stuff, the wraps are sculpted and painted in. I mean, this looks like a die-cast piece, which is really impressive. That's how great the paintwork is on this. And then all the detail in the stock. Now, this is the piece of her staff that, you know, eventually becomes her lightsaber, which I thought was such a fantastic detail to use as part of the story, that her old staff becomes her new lightsaber. Just beautiful. And just a quick look at the stand, nice little metal plate with her name on it in Star Wars. And you can see that the sand is actually printed on rather than sculpted in like the past ones. So I do prefer that over the sculpted ones. All right, let's take a nice close look at everything. The material is very nice, whatever it is. I don't know if it's some kind of a cotton or whatever, but they got that really nice. Then we have a nice pleathery belt that wraps all the way down into the holster. You can see I put the pistol in there. I do wish that these things had some wires so that we can kind of put them in like a wind kind of blowing position, but they don't. Now this piece here feels a little rubbery or pleathery, so it looks like they may have really wrapped it rather than just put a sculpted piece in there. I do think it's a piece of pleather, but I mean, it could be a piece of rubber or something. Then we've got the holster here on the side, another piece of pleather and everything that goes down here and wrapped around really well. Beautiful for the pistol, great work on that. Now down to the boots, these are not pleather. They are also not, you know, jointed and cut in the middle there, so you can't really get any articulation or good posing stuff there. That's actually a sculpted piece of material. Really good paintwork on it. Looks very, very nice. I do wish they just gave us a little bit more there to be a little bit flexible on that. Nevertheless, it's really nice. I'm pretty much just going to have her in a museum pose, standing there with the lightsaber and everything, so I don't really need a whole lot. I do wish, you know, again, that these had some wiring in it, just so I can add some wind and some motion to it. Now, she does have a nice hood. I'm sure if you mess with it a little bit, you can finagle that in there somehow. There is a wire, it's not a very strong wire, but I'm sure with a little bit of messing, you can make that look really, really cool on her. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. But just make sure you don't have anything on your fingers and you haven't eaten some hamburgers with a lot of ketchup or anything, because that thing is going to stain real, real fast. Either way, I'm going to leave mine down because I really don't want to play with it and screw up the nice white material that they've bleached 5,000 times. Over here on the other arm, we have another cuff, which I believe is sculpted out of a rubber, same material as this top piece here. Both painted very nicely, a little bit of yellowing and weathering, looks great. And always my favorite, we do have seamless arms, which I always appreciate, but you have to be careful with because over time those things could crack and you'll be looking for new bodies to go on there. All right, we got her on the turntable here just so we can get a good 360 view of everything. Face sculpt is actually pretty good. I think they did a pretty good job on it. I know there was some other versions that they had that weren't as nice, but this one I think came out pretty good. I have no complaints. There's a close enough likeness to her than I think previous versions, so I think we're good there. So it did come with a waist grab stand rather than the crotch grabber. I think the crotch grabber would have been a little better because I really don't like the way those look. I'm sure I can find a crotch grabber stand somewhere really cheap on Amazon or whatever and just kind of replace that piece. But this will do for now. Alright, that's about it for this figure. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel. Go down below, hit the like button, subscribe button, the bell thing, click it. It's free, you don't have to tell anybody, you can keep it secret, but it will help out this channel so I can keep growing and keep making some great content with Star Wars and lightsabers and hot toys and DC and Marvel and whatever I can get my hands on. I appreciate you all, thank you so much, and I hope to see you all in the next video.